Hello, YouTube. We're live. Hey, Twitch chatters, can you do me a favor and just go to Croncy stream and double check that he knows the timeline? Because I don't know if his time zone changed or not. So just double checking that he knows, like, the podcast starts in 7 minutes. Okay. He knows? Okay. He's just AFK for the moment. All good. He has a baby now, so it's, things are different. I am going to go to YouTube. I am going to just have video in the background, the engineering YouTube video. I think that makes sense to have. I mean, we got to kind of catch up with Croncy and his feelings of CitizenCon, right? So there's that as well. We have not talked to Croncy about it. Because we haven't seen him in a few weeks. So it's yeah, big podcast today. Very excited.
Hello.
I'm awake. What's up? I'm awake.
How we doing? How's Cyberpunk?
How's what? Cyberpunk? Oh, super good. 10 out of 10.
Nice.
10 out of 10. Love it. I was just saying, I am so happy I waited 5 years to play it. So happy.
Yeah, I think I played it a little bit when it first came out, but then when they did the DLC and like the 2.0 patch or whatever, I played it and it was such a better game. Such a better game.
Yeah. Yeah, people are saying that they like I didn't see it like, you know, there's lots of things that may have changed with missions and stuff like that. So people who played it a long time ago were kind of experienced different stuff than me, which was pretty cool.
Yes.
Hello.
It is a much, much better game.
So obviously you and I have caught up in DMs a little bit. I don't know what you want to like. I think we start out with where you been, right? I would assume.
Yeah.
Where you been? How you been? And then a little bit on your sitcom, like highlights, lowlights, because
yes. Well, just the last 2 weeks in general, because it wasn't just sitcom; it was also the release of the patch and all that stuff. So
yeah, so we could catch up on that a little bit, which will be cool. And then then like this was one of the slowest weeks, but we obviously have some exciting news for next week, so we can talk about that. I figured that was like the catchiest title, so that's what I had in there. Let me think of what else I want on the screen for when we talk about stuff. I guess having some sitcom stuff makes sense, right?
Yeah.
A little sitcom stream, which they still have not broken up into segments at all. Like, dude,
isn't that usually the first thing they do?
Yeah. Do they do anything anymore? I'm like on the video side, it's getting like really weird.
I guess because it is shorter than even the past like digital sitcoms.
But they like broke it into segments to do it. Like it's there for you. It's weird. I know the YouTube algorithm like doesn't like that anymore. So like if you take a video of your own and break it into clips, like it won't put much into it because of it's the same video it's already seen, so they consider it like a double. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, roadmap roundup is something that we obviously need. Grab that. Has she gone out a second time? Okay. Well, it's never happened before, but just warning, if the dog comes in and starts whining, I got to take her out for a little bit. But
sure,
it's literally never happened. She'll just sleep, and then I'll take her out after the pod. Okay, I have roadmap roundup. I have an engineering inside SC, so we talk about engineering test, and then CitizenCon Direct. We had Hotfix Central. For the 3 hot fixes that they did, but there's like 30 things that are broken. Like, this is one of the most broken patches we've had this year, outside of the very beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Let you slam your food back. I'm gonna grab a drink and then we'll get started right away. But yeah, dude, Cyberpunk's so fun.
Good game.
Oh yeah, it just like actual missions that are not the same, do the same thing 6 times.
Hey, chat, anyone like flying power? Why have Red Bull when you can have flying power? Oh, true. I do have opinions on the new ships. There's a lot to talk about, actually. Is that from Aldi? Yes. So for reference, chat, we have, I think it exists in Europe as well. There's like a discount grocery store in Australia called Aldi. And they've got all of these like drinks that they've just, or not just drinks, everything, where they just take the name and change it slightly. Because Red Bull gives you wings, but this gives you flying power.
That's wild. We have Aldi here too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're just starting to pop up now.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they're everywhere now. They're huge. I'm trying to think. That's it. But then, yeah, we have the ships. Those are, I think.
Yeah, like I do have quite a lot to talk about, like SitCon, obviously, because I didn't get to. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Intro time, if you're ready.
Yep.
And it is your intro, of course.
Okie dokie.
All right. Let's put it up. I'll give you a countdown. 30 seconds. Ten.
Oh, 7-star citizens!
He's back.
And welcome back to Answer the Call Me. This is your weekly call-in show and podcast about Star Citizen with myself and SaltEMike. And I'm back after a couple of weeks hiatus because I was a little busy.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit busy.
So catch them up. Where were you? What happened? I told them, but just in case they missed it, of course.
Yeah, if you guys missed it, I'm a dad now. I'm a space dad.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Everyone called you that anyway, but now it's like true.
Yeah, now I actually have to buy a whole E, like legally, I think. But yeah. So we had a kid. Everything's going well with both kid and mum.
Great.
So we're very happy, and it's been fun, tiring but fun. And also, I was saying this to stream earlier. I just got like an awkward amount of free time. Because the baby needs to be fed like every 3 to 4 hours. It takes about an hour. And so like during the day, you'll spend some of that time cleaning the house a little bit.
Yeah.
It's partially both of our job, right? Because we've got like formula and stuff as well. But like, so like we've got like these random spatterings of like an hour and a half every now and then where we're just like, we have nothing to do. I've watched every video on YouTube that exists.
Well, that's kind of cool.
An hour and a half is like, it is, but like an hour and a half is like a really awkward amount of time to like play a game or like stream and
I
that
see
sort of
what you're
stuff.
saying.
So it's been like really weird.
You have blocks
where it's just like
of free time, but
really
you don't
small
have
blocks.
free time. Yeah, got it.
Exactly. But it's been very fun. It's been very cool, and yeah, it's been dope.
Nice. Mine's been a little different since last week. This one got attacked by a pit bull.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was tough. I don't believe in the whole it's the breed thing necessarily. She got bit on the nose, like grabbed her on the nose and held for a couple seconds and then pulled. She has like a couple of punctures and she's definitely going to have some scarring on her nose, but
that sucks.
She's still a sweetheart and she's doing her normal thing, just chilling. But yeah, so that was scary. That was so scary, dude. And I was a half a mile from home and I just see blood and we're like running home. And I'm like, oh my God. So we kept it clean. She's taking antibiotics and that's why before the stream started, my wife came in and said she hasn't eaten yet because when she eats, I got to give her the antibiotics. So we got to wait. So I actually literally might have to hop out. I forgot about that part just to do that real quick. It takes 2 seconds. And then, so that stunk. But I've been playing Cyberpunk this week. I decided that on the day that the hotfix went live, they went down for like 7 hours, the game. And I was like, you know what? I am tired of playing this broken game every day. And I've played Star Citizen more than I've played ever this year. I've said that multiple times and for good reason, like good reasons, like Wicklow and things like that. Super good. But I just wanted to do something else. I wanted to have some fun playing some other games and I was just like, single player games are what I want to do. I've missed out on over the last 10 years because of playing Star Citizen. I missed out on so many good games. I'm not doing that anymore. If I need to stream longer, I will just stream longer and I will play more games. And it's going really well. The chat's having a great time. I'm having a great time. It's fantastic. So awesome. I have not played Star Citizen this week outside of recording footage for the hotfix changes. That's the only thing I did.
Yeah, so, I got to play this week for the first time since the baby was born, which was good because just before,
you didn't get to do after the baby snakes, was born, right?
Correct. Yeah, the patch came out, I think, the day after the baby was born, or it might have been a couple of days after the baby was born. So I hadn't had a chance until today to do the snake, and I hadn't even had a chance to like rewatch I did watch Sitcon live because it was at like 6 a.m. our time, so I was just doing it like in the hospital. But I hadn't had a chance to like go through that again and all that sort of stuff. So I've sort of caught up this week and got myself back into it.
Yeah. So how's the snake fight for you? And
it's so cool.
It's really good.
So cool.
Like it's fantastic. It's great. It's super fun. And like if you scale down to like 3-4 people, it does get to be like kind of intense and kind of hard. And it's that's nice about it. I think of the content that they've delivered this year, that was one of the better things that they've done. They made it so it is a PvE experience. And
it's a proper boss fight. It is like an actual real video game boss fight.
It is. It's kind of, I would say, limited. To me, it doesn't feel as. It doesn't feel like a WoW raid or something like that, right? Like I don't know.
Oh, no,
there's mechanics.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. There are mechanics.
Yeah.
And you are rewarded for doing the mechanics.
Yeah.
And the mechanics are more complex generally than anything a Star Citizen's ever had, right?
True.
Like actually having like you can interrupt these attacks if you shoot them with the parallax, or you can you can hide behind these different like rocks and stuff, but you can't hide there forever. They're gonna fight back and whatnot. So you're actually having to adapt like an actual boss is dope. It is actual like Sandy said, basic mechanics, but we've never had basic mechanics.
Yeah. It's like wow. So like you want to pat him on the back for it, but it's also like oh well, I don't know. I just played Cyberpunk and there's so many other it's like you just play other games and you're just like wow, we're missing so much still. Like when that's the one bad thing about playing other games is you realize how much you're missing.
This is a boss fight from like a 2008 single player game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a big step forward.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
It's funny.
but yeah, I loved it. It was dope. It was good fun. I did like the difficulty of it. So like we tried to do it with 2 people. And it was like just difficult enough that it was a bit too hard for us. I'm sure we could do it with practice and stuff, but it was like, okay, this is a bit hard. And then with 3 people, it was like perfect. It's like, this is the number.
I watched the video of the guy who soloed it, and I had no idea that this was a mechanic. But have you used the parallax in their mouth when they shoot the laser?
Yeah, someone in chat told me after a couple of failed attempts.
Yeah,
someone in chat had let me know that. Yeah,
I still haven't tried with that. We were always trying to get him to shoot the box the whole time. And then just grinding. Have you tried the new weapons?
Only in the hangar. So I shot the AK in the hangar.
Feels cool.
Shot the LMG in the hangar, and that was it. So
really, oh dude, you're missing out. Yeah, you make sure you do it because the LMG is so overpowered. It's crazy. It's gonna get nerfed hard. That thing is getting buy low, sell high. We're at the peak of the market on that LMG. You better start selling because it is going down. It's gonna be 2008 up in here for that LMG. But yeah, it's super fun to use for now. And tweaker on the AK, it's that the AK feels better. Like to me, it feels like it's in a really nice balanced place and super fun. So put a tweaker on there, and I think you'll enjoy it. But also, people are losing a lot of guns this week. That was some drama on Reddit and stuff like that. That has been happening for a really long time, though. So I don't know if you have a take on that you want to share, but
I was really disappointed to learn that, so it seems like this patch is not going particularly well for a lot of people, which really sucks because I feel like we had a good run of maybe
the whole year,
4-ish months. I wouldn't say the whole year, but there was a good
gradually
improved. Where oh, for sure. But we had 4 months where it's like if you wanted to do a thing, you probably could, and
Fair.
very very limited issues. And now ASD facilities aren't working. You can't finish Site B. Which sucks because obviously now that we've got since this year that we've got Wicklow and you now have things that you have to do to grind for, it's like, all right, cool, you just can't do that now.
Yep.
Awesome. So that kind of sucks. And then expanding that to other things. It's rough. It sucks. I don't know why it feels weird that it happened. Maybe it's just the pure amount of missions that got added because of this patch has
I think
pushed something over. It just feels weird.
Here's my favorite part about all this is we told them, I was live streaming. There was a dev in the chat. They clipped the Hyperion code not working, sent it up the ladder. Patch went live the next day, like in a couple days or whatever. But there was no patches in between. Everybody did their job, and it still went live anyway. And if you watch SitCon, it was Rich Tyrer saying, the whole year I've said the patch goes live. Yeah. So there's your culprit right there, most likely. I mean, I don't care, playing the blame game. That's stupid and boring. But that is what they have done this year. And they just treat live as a test thing. And if it's broken, it's broken. We'll fix it. Who cares? It's just about, I don't know if it's been about moving the game forward necessarily this year. It's weird because they definitely have, right? They have a platform to make quests and things like that. But I think that's why our patch this month is so poor. We need to capitalize on SitCon hype, which was, we can get into that next if you want to. Not that hype, right? It was not hype as a normal SitCon. I'm excited, but it wasn't a normal SitCon, so you're not capitalizing on too much. And they go live with the patch, and it's just not there. So much was broken. Can't trade commodities. Can't do Hyperion, so can't do certain Wicklow things. Couldn't do the event because the data pads you couldn't pick up after the first 2 days. I was fortunate enough to have completed the event after 1 day, but or that part of the event. And so it was just we made lots of errors in this release, and whatever, it is what it is. Oh yeah, the server queue at the beginning as well, but that I saw there's
I
was in a 9,000 person one.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Jesus.
so not
To
a great
talk on the
patch,
current
but
patch a little bit,
whatever.
yeah. The event itself as well feels really underwhelming based on the content that's come out in the last 6 months.
You don't say.
Like we had all this new content and new missions and stuff where for like almost the first time ever in Star Citizen's history, the mission took longer than the setup, right?
Yeah.
Like you were at these locations for a decent amount of time doing a fair amount of content, and then you would have your reward. But now we're just back to like bunker running, and not even bunker running, like right, like it's so fast once you get into these missions, and it's really disappointing. I don't want to play just fly everywhere sim. That sucks.
No, it's horrible. I'm looking for the yeah, here we go. Event totals is the name of this video, and I'll just pause it because it will probably freeze. But
Yeah.
this has been consistent since the event has started, and that is just making sure I closed the intro, and I did. Oh, there you are, frozen, Croncy. There you are. Okay. It might be hard to see the numbers if you're on mobile, but they're within like 13 points of each other. Now, that is impossible, number one, because of the math of how many points you get per thing. So something is wrong, right?
Yeah, because like I was wondering this. It's like the only way that would make sense is if you got partial completion. But I haven't seen any single person.
No, look at my numbers.
Partial completion.
Right.
The other one would be maybe there's like the most obvious answer is what you're saying, which is just like these numbers don't make sense. But there could also be like maybe regular headhunters missions and CFP missions are also moving to like the number forward or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't seem to make sense.
I'm seeing a lot of people in chat say, I think the numbers are fudged. Valid thought process.
It is weird. It is weird.
Let's take it like you're calling the event underwhelming. If the numbers are fudged, this doesn't add to the whelming and making it better, right? it just makes it go like, hey, you're allowed to do headhunters, you're allowed to do citizens. Again, I know I'm playing a single player game right now. Single player games are easier to make. They're easier to cater. Like that's why, and we'll probably get to it with the instancing conversation from SitCon. But like everything that I'm doing in the game feels impactful. Nothing you are doing here feels impactful outside of filling the bar and getting the reward. I don't feel like I'm doing anything with headhunters. I don't feel like I'm doing anything with Citizens for Prosperity. I don't even really get the difference between them via the video game. If I read the lore on the website, I would know that CFP is like this. Like we can kind of read what they want them to be like here, but it doesn't impact me at all in the video game in any sort of way. If I go to a CFP place and start shooting, they turn at me and shoot and say all the same things as the headhunters guys do. They might just be wearing different clothing. That's the only difference. I know the game's an alpha, but like this is where you test things like this. Like storytelling can be done in an alpha without needing to have complex mechanics and tech and this and that. Like tell a compelling story via the game. It should be possible, but it is clearly not. This game was built on an engine that told a compelling story in a video game before. So I'm a little confused, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just weird. But like I said, for me, it's the missions themselves. They're just we've like the Onyx facilities were very deep, and you actually had to spend a fair amount of time there. Hathor takes a lot of time to do. Irradiated Valakar stuff has this whole thing, right? And now we're back to all right. Go do a 10-minute mission
and do it five times.
That's like the main.
Do it 10
and
times.
That's the main content for this patch, right? So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I think it took us having decent gameplay, at least half decent gameplay, in order for me to go like, oh, Lotta's game is really boring.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'll let you kind of lead the way here because you've been gone for a little while.
Yeah.
I would say we probably have to like rush through most of the stuff because it's been so many weeks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think we have a lot of callers, so it might just be you and me chatting for quite a bit.
Well, so obviously the big one was CitizenCon. Like I said, that happened like the day after Bub was born. So I was watching it. I enjoyed myself. In my opinion, the best digital CitizenCon they've done. I do think it was better than the other two that they did in 21 and 22.
I like 22.
I definitely prefer
the
this
end
one,
of 22 sucked.
Yeah. But I think the reason why I like this one a lot more might have just been because a lot of it felt realistic until the end. A lot of it felt very like grounded and very not within the next 12 months, but like within the next few months and stuff. And to be fair, that's because they spent a lot of time talking about Nyx. They spent a lot of time talking about ships that came out like with this patch and stuff. But
yeah.
I don't know where to start. I guess Nyx, very like not surprised it was coming out. Was surprised it's supposed to come out next month.
Yeah, that was like the bomb. Like, holy! Yeah. Hey, how much crap did I get for saying Nyx is coming when I read about the ATC guy? I got so 100%. Much shit, and I was actually right, which was I was so surprised still that I was right. I thought I was coping too.
100%. But then them revealing it's basically just Delamar and the new mission.
Well, how do you feel about that?
Thingy, right? Okay, so we're basically going back to really like pre-Crusader
2.0 development, 3.0 development.
Yeah, where it was like here is a planet, and here's the content on the planet. Here are the moons, here's the content on the moons, and so on. Right? Like when I first started, Microtech was about to come out. The moons of Microtech did not exist yet, and I think Delamar was also about to be removed. And so it's like old school Star Citizen development. Yeah. I don't hate that because like I'm not a huge fan of that because like it feels weird to not have the full picture. But I don't hate it if they continue to add content at the same rate rather than just locations, if that makes sense. So and it sounds like that's what they want to do. Whether they'll do it, we'll see. But
yeah, they definitely sound like they want to do 2025 again in 2026, like right away.
Yeah,
they talk about Nyx, and the first thing that they start saying is they talk about the location a little bit. First thing that they talk about is an event. Like it just had a name. It was like, all right, guys, like I see what we're doing here. I don't know how I feel about it, but it is it is what they're doing. Personally, just I'm okay with doing it in pieces because they're able to I think delivering a new star system will be cool. It will be exciting. No matter how empty it is, a new play space is cool. And it may not last as long as Pyro did. It may not be as fun, but it will be a good couple of weeks of exploring, maybe finding a few things or whatever. Like how much are they going to do in this asteroid belt? How can they bring the asteroid belt content from Nyx to a place like Stanton, right? That has asteroid belts, and same with Pyro.
Yeah.
Can they expand on that a little bit, right? Stuff like that. So I'm excited for it.
It feels a lot more to me like just the way that this is. It's like, this is a new planet, basically. Like here is a new that much content in the next patch, which is still quite decent. Yeah. So that should be good. It's also obviously the return of a fan favorite. But my the Nyx content that they talked about that excited me the most, except for the last bit, which I still don't know how they're gonna get that done. But Rock Cracker, let's absolutely go. Hathor in space, but also I get to mine with my ship. Let's go.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is this Breaking New Ground, Rock Cracker? Yeah, this is that. I have no complaints about this at all. I am very excited for it. It's pretty sweet. I think Hathor was one of their most successful things. It's one of the most repeatable things, and like the worm is significantly less repeatable in my opinion than Hathor is.
Yeah.
Hathor feels like the best repeatable content that they have done by a wide margin. It is so much better than going to bunkers over and over again, but it has similar feels.
It's better than the Onyx facilities, all that stuff. Like, the content at those other places may be better, but they're better on the first go. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Where Hathor just gives every time. It's always a little bit different. It's like it's like Jump Town, but better. But unfortunately, like there's just maybe not enough people on the server to like always have it contested or whatever. But yeah, love that. What did you think of them spoiling everything for the missions and stuff? People really complained a lot about the Welcome to Nyx stuff when they something wicked or whatever, where they were like, you're going to be fighting in this other faction and here's what they're doing and here's the actual steps to the mission one by one. They're like, just get like, instead of you going into the game and going, okay, so I have to go here and then I have to do this and then I have to do that and like kind of just walk through it on your own. They did it for this. They did it for Rockbreaker, and they did it for the end mission to the strike groups. They walked you through each individual step instead of it kind of being a like, oh my god, my Idris just got blown up by the Idris laser on the last one. Like, you should not tell anybody that. It should just happen, and then like somebody goes there with their solo Idris and just gets absolutely clapped and realizes, oh shit, we can't do this, and allow like the community to figure out how those things work. That I don't particularly care that much. That was the like general
like the
feeling. Yeah.
I don't think that, like, I think that first off, they were vague enough in the majority of those descriptions that like it won't really matter. Like if they say something like I think in one of the examples when they talk about the new instance mission in Levski.
That was so vague. That's not part of this conversation, in my opinion.
Well, even in Rockcracker, where they're like, you're gonna have to turn on the laser of the thing. It's like, sure, I would have assumed that. Like, it's not. I don't think that's much of a law break or anything. And for anything that might be like on the like cusp, where it's like maybe they're giving you too much information, that stuff was going to be found out in the first hour of the PTU and would have been just as disappointing.
That's
when
why
someone
I don't
was doing it with like 90% misused assets and stuff, right?
That's
like,
why I don't care.
Think that matters.
Because like as great as some of these guide channels like Mr. Kraken are, like that, like he does a fantastic job. I can't avoid his stuff. Like you can't unsee it. It's everywhere. So I'm finding out stuff that I want to find out on my own without. So like, I don't want to unfollow the guy on social media, but like, do I have to? You know, that kind of thing. But that's just social media in general. Just don't look at it if you want to enjoy the game, I guess, right?
I have one maybe exception that I don't know if it's better to hype build or it's better to like, you know, hide until the game until the patch comes out. Which was, hey, the Vandal are in Nyx. Like we're gonna have Vandal NPCs. That would have been maybe something cool to hide, and then just like the first time you jump in there in PTU,
like,
oh my god, what the fuck, right?
Yeah. They jumped.
That would have been kind of a cool moment.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. They kind of went step by step in the first mission and the last mission of exactly what you do, and I thought that was like a really stupid thing to do. And even though you're right that it is like it'll get spoiled anyway, at least the players, somebody had to go through it and learn it. So yeah,
that's fair.
We gotta talk about this. Obviously, I don't know how we don't. The Planet Tech. That stole the show for me. That stole the show for me personally.
Man's back.
It looks great.
Very, very weird, but also makes sense that they've like sort of errated Nyx to have at least one planet that has been terraformed, or at least has like is maybe not necessarily livable. Like we might end up there, and maybe it's got like a planet that is like entirely like 50 degrees or something is not necessarily livable by like most means, right? Celsius. for reference. Um, but anyway, the fact that they've done that was like interesting, but it also makes sense. People want to go to pretty looking planets. So I kind of like that they did this. They put in, I think, all but one of the biomes that they talked about last year. It looks like so.
Yeah.
And then they also the grass tech. Oh my god, my computer was on fire watching that that thing. It looked fantastic, but that looks like an absolute menace for
bitrate on Twitch. It's like it's gonna just be boxes everywhere. It'll be funny.
So it was all the Planet Tech stuff was very, very cool. With one exception, they talk a little bit about like you know, we've recalculated how like scattering appears at a distance or something, right? And they did a little wipe over and it looks exactly the same. There is no difference in those two images that they show.
Let me look.
It's like two. It's that one. It's that one right there. Yeah. So you go to. It's like brown. So that's with it on. So you want to go a little bit before that. So it'll come up in a sec. It'll be like, yeah, you know, medium tiles off and then medium tiles on, and it just looks identical. It's like this probably has done something, but I feel like you've chosen the like exact wrong. Here we go. Just nothing changes. It looks identical.
It looks a little different, but yeah.
It's like it's the wrong color to show any differences. It feels like there's not enough detail at that location to show the differences as well. So it's like, I believe you that the tech is cool and it makes a difference, but that video did nothing.
This is what's different.
This is cool.
We don't have this in the game currently. Exactly. That is what this shows to me. And then more importantly for guys like us that I have not mined at all this year, really. Since Wicklow Polaris mining, basically. And to me, this is what excites me the most and why it kind of stole the show from me, is it does sound like I may look at the planet from above and decide where I want to mine because I know certain places will not have ore and you know the mountainous areas may something like basically that the art and the gameplay, instead of Star Citizen was always art first, gameplay either non-existent or secondary, and in this case it sounds like they're 50-50.
Yeah,
and I love
like
that.
We're making things make more sense for when you look at it. For both like an actual looks nice perspective and then also
like you're doing the Star Citizen thing. Yeah, you're doing the Star Citizen thing where it looks great, but it also is like right there you see the mineable rock on the screen, right? You see the mineable rocks again, and then bam, there's the rock mining, and you're like, holy shit, I get it.
Giant Karenite, let's go.
That's what people are saying.
Shit mining Karenite.
Yeah, it does look like that. So maybe it could be another just red rock choice, because remember, what we know of the plan is there will be under the surface for base building. Those will be entirely different minables. There will be hand mining. Those will be entirely different minables. There will be rock mining. Those will be entirely different minables. And then there will be ship mining. Those are entirely different minables. So it could just be something else entirely. Just has that reddish hue. This was like, I want to live here.
This looks sick. Yeah, that looks sick. I think, like, to further your point of sort of just like how they're showing it was in some of these little snippets where they show the soil quality or they show like, you know, the scattering quality and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's always nice to know. It's like, oh, hey, those in-game qualities have that, have that quality of like that much soil or whatever. And that like always, it kind of encourages me through like, hey, they do know, like there's a bit of tech there that they haven't used for content, but has always been the intention, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Like they clearly have the stats for this, and it has been built this way. Just maybe hasn't been
the game hasn't been linked up to it. Is that what you mean? Like the gameplay stuff? Yeah, I mean,
so that's always kind of cool.
Yeah, like even this, and they talked about it in a post, like the Ali Brown guy talked about it in a post last week, I believe, is you know, these areas will spawn animals, more likely, right? Because obviously there's not that many animals that live in that desert, rocky mountain. You know, maybe one day they'll have goats. I don't know. But if they don't ever get goats, because it'll be too hard to have them climb up the side of a mountain, which is most likely going to be the case, you know, if you are on the hunt for certain animals, you might know where to go. And that'll be pretty cool. I see somebody in chat say, I hope draw distance is improved. Me too. But more importantly,
so they talk about that. Like, it's not necessarily that you need draws distance improved. They are, like, in that video, they are talking about how they are scamming it a little bit, so you're a bit fooled by the draw distance, right? So that they don't have to, you know, when you're 30 kilometers up, have every blade of grass spawn under there. They're trying to fix the colors to make more sense at the distance and stuff. Obviously we haven't seen it in our perspective, but what they show on the video, it all makes sense. I just want to see, hey, you're at that 30 kilometers. I want to watch you fly down and see what it looks like.
Yeah, and I'm even less so. Like, I just hope and I know this is the most cope thing that will probably never happen, but I really hope that we start to improve the star map. Biomes are going to be, you know, fed to the star map, and I can highlight certain biomes and mark a spot where I want to go. So, because that right there, what I just said is, in a nutshell, what I think is missing so much from this year on the expectations that they have set over the last two is they went really hard down the content side of things, but only on the kind of linear story. We have an event, you're going to take a mission and go here, instead of the open world. Like, look at the image on screen. Look at this is what they're selling of. You're just gonna fly around this open area and just do stuff, but they didn't put the stuff in to do. And it's like, you know, that star map connection to that is like a big part of it, right? Is I want to go to here because I want to look for iron today, and I need iron because I'm going to do crafting, you know. And then it's like, we'll get there eventually, I hope. But I think that's where my source of frustration has come over the last couple of years, for sure. Is they kind of they put that on the tee like it was going to happen, and then it never happened.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. I'll go off a couple of things really quickly. So I like the mention of crafting. Didn't like how little they talked about it. Would have been much nicer to be much more in-depth little presentation. But kind of what I expected that first implementation of crafting to be, which is armor and guns, because they're like done. Like, we have more stuff to add to armor, but the mechanics themselves are like done, right? Ships, the mechanics are still not done. So I like that they talked a little bit about that, but also, it sounds like even the quality of minerals is coming in, but we're not going to get to play around with it as much. It sounds like at the start, like the first implementation. I
can't necessarily figure out what they want to test. Outside of, does it work? Does it not? Is it fun? Yeah. Is it not? On this initial stage for right now, they didn't go into a huge amount of detail. They showed incredibly scuffed, like dev tools, right, or whatever. Like, it wasn't even dev tools; it was the editor. It was like,
it looked like sort of. So they've shown that a few times, right, where it's like a mechanic is done, but the UI is non-existent. Yeah. So it's like they have to use that stuff.
So again, like, it's hard,
which is probably why they didn't show much.
They talked about the UI, but they didn't have it to show. And the UI is so important for crafting, for you to understand what we're doing. And I don't know if the mock-ups from CitizenCon are going to just be like a one-to-one translation to the UI that we'll have, right? The CitizenCon last year, not this past year, obviously.
Yeah. But I'm glad they talked about it. I was a big fan of that.
Yeah. And given the title of today's video or stream is, I don't think, if I asked you 2 weeks ago if we would be getting the engineering tech preview next week, if you would believe me.
I think I would, because we've been waiting for it so long, and it's always felt like it has been the next week, the next week, the next week.
But Jared Jared said like we hope to get it in by the end of the year. Like he set the expectations.
Oh, true. That's right.
Very
actually, yeah.
low. So like
And
great
only,
job,
like,
Jared. By the way, yeah, it was very.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long time ago that he said it. So I think Jared played a little game with us there and was like setting the expectations really low so we can be excited by some of these announcements, because he had to know internally that this stuff was happening. So I'm glad he did. I really am. Yeah. And because, you know, when they said we're getting Nyx, that was exciting. When they were talking about these tech previews coming very soon, that was exciting, because now that means that the crafting tech preview is possible by the end of the year as well, potentially.
Yeah.
Nothing that we saw at CitizenCon tells me that that's true, because they need a whole UI, but maybe, like, because again, it was like, oh shit, well, we're gonna get engineering in December probably, play that over the holiday, and then they go back. You have the whole January off where they never do anything. And so it's like, when are we actually going to get these things? So I think the timeline now is way more exciting and faster paced than I was hoping. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, cool.
Another quick thing was just the ships, which also are out now, and we've gotten to play with.
Old news, Croncy. Who cares?
Look. I have to say my opinions. The very quick one is the Paladin looks way more dope in game than it looks in concept to me. I'm loving it. I think it's
one of my favorite ships now.
Big fan of it. Holy crap! The what's it called? The new Vandal ship, the new Asperia ship.
Nobody knows the name of it. Stinger.
Stinger. So cool.
And we can review this tomorrow. I couldn't remember the name either. I was just like, it doesn't matter. Nobody flies it anyway, so who cares? It's the best UI. So for me, it's the best alien UI I've seen. I really like it.
I also just think in general, the best, like it is the most unique ship in the game, period.
I don't know, man.
I think they've crossed with it.
GN ships are pretty unique cockpit feeling.
They're out there. They're out there, but I think the Stinger gets there. I think it's dope as fuck.
Great job with bringing the Vandal ships up to a new standard. That's what I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic job. It's beautiful. I want it to be better just because I want to fly it.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
And then, okay. So I have a few things to say about the third ship. The Gray's Market I've forgotten the name of it as well.
Shiv.
The Shiv. My first reaction as they were talking about the Gray's Market, and I sent this to Mike as I was watching it, was, holy crap, the battle mole can be real. We can get an actual, like, Gray's Market can design a mole that is just all size 5 turrets. Let's go. This will be sick as hell.
Yep. They could do, like, when this happens, they could do anything. But when you know what this actually is, we don't know if they will. But maybe. Like, this... Go ahead. Sorry.
I think
today's
they've done
about
a good
you,
job here.
Croncy.
Once again, seems to be a ship that has come from Squadron, because we saw, like, little shots of, like, weird Cutlass stuff in Squadron before.
Yeah, there was a Cutlass, a Aurora, and I'm escaping what the other one was, but there was 3.
Yeah. But the one thing that annoyed me more than anything
Mustang
is the goddamn poop bucket. I am so sick. Do not bring poop gameplay into this goddamn game. Who is at CRG making these decisions? I will come for you.
I think it's totally fine if they do. Like, I like survival games, so the more survival mechanics, the happier I am personally. But I agree. Like, it just I don't think we don't need it, but I think it comes down to what do you want to be? Like, you gotta kind of pick a lane and stick to it. And I do think that if they start going down the survival route and getting away from the MMO route, then the MMO route starts to lose its personality or whatever, right? So I agree that we shouldn't go that route, but if they do, I'm okay.
Yeah. If we don't have poop gameplay, it'll ruin people's immersion. That's what I'm hearing.
No, not at all. I just think some survival games have succeeded at doing things like that, like Scum, and it's totally fine. Scum's a very popular game and does very well.
It is, and I hate it so much. Anyway,
yeah. And
otherwise,
I
love it. I love the idea of the Grays market. I think that is going to be fantastic as long as they continue doing stuff with it.
Yeah.
And like not squadron related stuff. Like do something like the mole that presumably we won't see any moles in Squadron. Like we might on the occasion, but like presumably it's not going to be an important part of Squadron.
Yeah.
Do something like that where it's just like a real big kit bash of that, or take something like take a hull A and put turrets on the platforms instead of cargo or something.
Yeah.
Right? Do some fun little things with the current assets you've got.
Now this ship is the opposite of the Paladin for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
They took a ship that you could solo, put the most powerful guns on the turret that is slaved to you. So it is a very strong solo ship, DPS wise. Health wise, it is not. So just from a gameplay standpoint, I love the direction they went with the Paladin way more than this, because all of the power is in the turret that a person has to be in. So it goes, wow, you have to crew this thing with 2 people. And that's it, which is great. But what I see from the future standpoint from this is what you see is like, wow, look at all of the options that they gave. And a lot of people pointed out how low effort and low quality this ship is, because I think it is just a random piece of garbage pulled over from it has no internal components. Yeah, it was pulled over from Squadron, not brought up to any sort of standard for Star Citizen itself. There's a lot of issues there with that. To me, that is okay, because I don't want to say it's okay. I don't want to live in a world where we're still selling ships like 5 years from now, but we are going to be. So this gives them the option to take every other ship that they've created and just do it again. They get to Mark III it. Everything now.
Yeah.
Or Mark Gray Mark it.
Gray Mark II, Gray Mark III.
Exactly. So now if people like this, they like it visually. They like it that it's kind of like an upgrade in a weird way, but also downgrades in another. So they get to, aftermarket remix every single ship in the game now as an option. Maybe they won't do it for every ship, but they have that option now if this is successful, and this was definitely successful, which is not a bad thing if it was for the game. That was my disappointment. I was on stream and I was like, no way. Is this the first ship that they will not sell? Instantly sold it. Yeah. For like way more than it's worth, the usual. Yeah. So yeah, it was just like, I was like, maybe, and it was like, obviously it wasn't, but yeah. So what else from SitCon for you?
So the only other thing that I mostly want to talk about SitCon is the final section, which just very quickly, big fan of Siege of Arson coming back. Don't want to talk about it today because I'd rather do a whole podcast on it. Instancing is good. No, we'll have a podcast.
Depends on how it's done.
For sure, but that's what I'm saying. I think there's a lot to talk about with that. Not for today. I think it's its own sort of thing.
I think because this week was so dead, and Weekend Review is going to be slow. I think I'm going to come out with a video of where I talk about instancing, because there is a slope that CIG has gone down since their existence. That I think that's what everyone's fear is from this, and I think it'd be fun to just mentally talk through it. Somebody talked about it with me a couple days ago, and it was like the light bulb went off of like, we should probably talk about this. And so I'll leave it a secret for now.
Cool. So yeah, the last presentation was the big thing. I was in a Discord chat during the SitCon, and after they announced they talked about Rockbreaker, mostly FPS. They talked about the initial mission that we're going into next, sounds like mostly FPS. They talked about the mission in Levski, which by all accounts is the combination missions that they talked about. Was it 2 years ago now?
Oh, Levski, yeah.
Which is all FPS. They talked about Siege of Arson coming back, all FPS. And so in the Discord chat, I'm like I've been loving these, but this is a spaceship game. We've gotten also, even this year.
Their FPS
it's all been FPS content.
And their FPS experience is fucking horrible, and they haven't done anything to fix it. for years.
Yeah.
Like swapping guns, all these, like they've done a talk about master modes all you want and saying that it's bad. Like your opinions are valid, but they have actively tried to improve the flight experience over and over and over and over again. They have left the FPS experience completely stagnant since I can remember. And they've only really added guns to improve the FPS experience and done gun balance, but they have never actually dealt with like gunplay and swapping weapons and using your med pens and all the stuff that is like just insane, that problems that we deal with now. It's like, stop making silly weapons. Like, we'll talk about roadmap roundup in a minute. And it's just like, focus on the actual experience, please. Like, you have enough.
But yeah, so like all of the things that came out this year and all of the stuff that they talk about in the first, well, all but like the last 20 minutes of this was all FPS focused. Like all the gameplay is just FPS, right?
Yeah.
With some very, very, very small bits. And so in the chat, I'm like, well, this is so weird. Like, where is my spaceship in my spaceship game? They're making it, or at least they want to. The whole last section of them talking
intentions,
about, how do we make
this
a Hathor? How do we make a Onyx? Or how do we make like the irradiated Valakar experience and stuff? But for ships, right? Like a mostly PvE experience that is actually crafted that you can do that. And then they talk about this, and this sounds sick as hell. I have no idea if this is remotely going to work. This feels like an end of next year patch as well. Maybe they'll surprise me and it'll come out earlier, but this does feel like it'll be a big thing. But the biggest takeaway for me is how they talked about the roles of ships in this fight. They don't want Old Mate as a solo Idris to just come and solo this. They want it to be actual group gameplay, and that got me really excited. So, it was less the mission itself and more like, hey, this is the intention that we want for, an aspect of ship gameplay to be big groups and cooperative and all this stuff. So
this is their 20-man raid or something like that they hope that they can do. Whether they'll pull it off, I think we all doubt.
That's the whole thing. No idea if they'll pull it off, but it was the first time in a long time I essentially heard them say, like, we want light fighters to have to do a thing here. We want capital ships to have to do a thing here. And you have to. It is not a choice that you have to make sure that you've got appropriate people for the appropriate roles, which means if someone just owns all the ships, they can't just win. You need people.
Yeah. So hopefully it works. But the snake was supposed to be done by 5 people and people soloed it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Like I said, the CitizenCon for me, it was the best digital one in my opinion. I really want the real ones again though, because the best part about CitizenCon, like I've only gone to the last 2, because I've only been in the community for that long, really, since 2020. But like the community part of CitizenCon was always the biggest thing about it. It was the coolest part about it, and you obviously don't get it here. So
I love covering the 10, 15 hours. That's my favorite part. I love being at home and doing the streams. So I want it back too, but for a different reason, because I don't want to go to the events themselves. But it's you get the breaks in between. You get to discuss what you just saw. This was like so fast paced that it was hard to like have that break to be like, let me process what I just saw and let's talk about it. And like, did you see something that I didn't? And the chat's talking and we're going, and I love covering SitCon from that perspective. It's super fun. I watched it 4 times and I don't really feel like I need to watch it again. And that was it. So that was SitCon, I think. Anything else?
Yeah. Sorry that anyone who's like watched the last 2 podcasts and
we needed to hear Croncy's POV.
I needed to talk about it because like there was a lot of cool things I wanted to speak about. So
you want to do roadmap next, or
let's do roadmap quickly and then get to the actual topic for a little bit as well.
The topic is more just like that's what's exciting from this week, but I don't know that there's much to talk about because we don't know anything about it, right? So
so mostly stuff that came out with the patch, or stuff that we assumed was coming out since they talked about it at SitCon with the Nick stuff.
Yep. So nothing crazy here. The only surprise to me was triple down shotgun, which is like, again, do we need this will be our third shotgun like pistol. You have the Coda, you have the charge one. I forgot the name of it right now.
Is this salvo frag one?
Salvo frag pistol, and then now this triple down one. Like, how many of these do we actually need? I don't know. Also, we've talked about it a million times. You still have not changed anything about the med gun. Why are you making pistols? Nobody uses them. The missile launcher, we saw at SitCon, so whatever. Interstellar hauling missions and interstellar and exterior freight elevators. I want to touch on this for a few minutes. So many red flags here, which is crazy. There is no Stanton exterior freight elevators. Interstellar hauling missions are fine, like whatever. Hull C missions don't work still to this day, consistently at least, and I think that they've broken pretty significantly in this patch. And what have you done to deal with, and I'm going to use the G word, what have you done for griefing at freight elevators that are open? Nothing. Little sneeze. Nothing. How is this going to be any different?
It's the same
like
thing.
I am excited for exterior freight elevators, but only if you address the like issues here. And I don't think this griefing happens a lot, or these issues happen a lot. And is it really like, we don't need to really have that conversation. I use the word whatever, get mad, I don't give a fuck. But the problem here is that if somebody wants to steal your cargo, the easiest way to do it is wait for you to put up the freight elevator and just send it back down. That doesn't sound like a good idea, right? So I have so many concerns while simultaneously being so damn excited for these exterior freight elevators, because like, big cargo, not having to land, all that, the idea of it is really good. But are we doing something about automatic loading and unloading? Are we going to address this, or are we just going to continuously ignore the big elephant in the room with cargo hauling? And that is the open nature of it is so broken when it comes to other, like in a multiplayer game. And then what happens? Are we now going to instance the box around you at the like, what do we, so I want to hear your thoughts on this, because I've spoken plenty about it over the last week or so, but
I mean,
it's
the
important
missions
to our
themselves,
style of gameplay. You know?
Interstellar hauling missions existing themselves is obviously fantastic.
Very
Makes
important.
sense now that, you know, with the third star system, they actually start putting those in. It's cool, right? It's dope. Awesome. Especially in the way that they mentioned they want to do them. Although it sounds like the first implementation will literally just be take from point A to go to point B. That's it. But like actually putting in dangers and NPC like scripted events and stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
Exterior freight elevators, they're dope, but like, if it's gonna be the case that like someone sitting there in their ship breaks it, which it will, right? Like, it's.
What do you mean?
Like I'm saying, like freight elevators are already so notoriously broken.
Yeah.
And then adding into the fact that like when you're open on the ground, like if you're open on like a outpost or something.
Yeah, like this is way worse, is what you're about to say, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, theoretically is way worse if they haven't come up with a solution. So
they just EVA over to you. Yeah. And you probably won't even see them.
What I was saying was like park my ship in front of the freight elevator and just stop you from like tractor beaming and stuff, right? So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So they need to come up with something for that for sure.
Yeah. So these are all just general concerns. I am not assuming that all of these things are going to happen, because my hope here is that if this is all 4.0 is, or 4.4 is, you would think that they would address some issues around the whole sea. Maybe that would work a lot better.
Yeah.
They would address, if you're bringing freight elevators into the game in another way, you would think that a big focus would be addressing issues around freight elevators. It's CIG, though. That's not usually the case, but I really hope it is. I really hope priority bugs, features, design, whatever, is really paying attention to that aspect of the game and going, this is going to be really important, because when people go to bases, like, as the game grows, this it is a small problem now, but it will increasingly get worse and worse and worse over time.
Yeah.
Just like the freight elevators did. And then they dropped resource drive, and it was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're this broken. And it's like, yeah, no shit, dude, because they've been broken this long. It's just people needed to use it now.
There is the example of, like, you can just push down the freight elevator is like that's a rough one. Like,
it's so dumb.
I don't know how they fix
dumb.
That. But like, you can make the argument the reason that they're only doing this in Nyx and Pyro is because they do want it to be risky. They do want you to have you've got to have someone on guard there to stop anyone from messing with you. But then
I gotta argue on that one just a little bit.
Well,
there's no way they're choosing Nyx and Pyro because they want it to be risky. They're not adding it to Stanton because they don't want to have to rework the stations. Pyro came with those there already. Nyx is coming with those there because they're using Pyro stations. They don't want to do the extra work to add it to Stanton without having released the patch. That's literally what it is. But yeah. Sorry, but I had to jump in on that one because that's it's just not the case, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to harp on it too much. Lots of red flags, but somebody in chat makes the best point. Kalis in Twitch chat says, "Isn't that what Patch Watch is for?" You know what? Niku's like one of the only devs that I talk to occasionally. I think that would be a real, like, I might just shoot him a little DM and go, "Hey, can you address some of these issues or see if they address some of these issues on what they're doing for Nyx launch?" And maybe he adds that to Patch Watch, because I think that would be something that's really valuable, because it makes no sense for us to try and determine what their thought process is. They should just tell us what their thought process is, right, when it comes to that stuff. But yeah. Do you care that they added, the biggest retcon outside of terraforming is there's a Nyx Stanton jump point? Do you care? I kind of do, but not really.
Sort of, because of
linear.
Like what my and like my
and interstellar jump points or mission.
If any of you had looked at the first 5 systems and lore-wise where the jump points are for the first 5 systems, there was this big thing of, if you wanted to get from Stanton to Castra, you had to go through Pyro. And that was sick. That was cool. It's like, hey, in order for me to get from this one safe system to this other safe system, I have to go through dangerous territory. There's so many things you can do with that. So many cool playstyles you can do with that. That could still happen, but like, this is a way for that to not happen. Like, if we do just end up, even right now, just connecting them all, we don't get to test that kind of gameplay. It's just, So even though, they did say that it was temporary, that still makes the current experience there is a thing that they could have done that now they won't, because that current experience won't be like that, right?
This is my favorite. It's just temporary though, right? And it's like, but when you take it out, everybody is gonna no. It's just when you take out the better experience, the simpler experience, the easier experience, and make it harder. What does our community do? They soil their diaper. So like,
I will also say though, I don't mind it too much, because there's not going to be much going on at Nyx right at the get-go. So it's like, all right, sure.
I don't care that much.
Mine is like I may care if it continues.
Yeah, like, how long will this go on for? And it's CIG, so
and will they do the same
years.
thing with Castra when that comes out? Will they do? Will it continue?
I thought it was the same situation where you had to go from Stanton to Pyro to Nyx as well, which is like...
Correct. It is. It's just Nyx is also a pirate system, so they were like always connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sworn enemies, like, this is stuff we all talked about already, because Sitcon, Nyx, Glacium Ring. This is probably my biggest thing that I'm like... Because there was, I don't know if you caught it at Sitcom, but there was like lots of mentions of mining content will be heavy in Nyx.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then they go and talk about Rockbreaker. So it was like, were you referencing Rockbreaker, or are you referencing this dense asteroid belt that you're going to put a lot of content in and do stuff with?
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know. So I got my eye on this 4.4. Like, what are you doing?
As long as this is just more than the Aaron Halo. Like, I imagine there's actually quite a few people in the game right now watching
don't know what it is.
Don't know what the Aaron Halo is.
Yeah.
I think it's still in the game. I haven't done it for a bit.
It is.
But
it is.
If you drop yourself out of Quantum, I want to say it's in between Hurston and Crusader. It's like that little section. You will just find yourself in this like 1 million kilometer wide asteroid belt.
Very dense.
Very dense. But also very like it's very lore heavy. They've written a ton of lore about it, and it's supposed to have all these implications and whatnot, but it's never had content made for it. So my hope is just that the Glacium Ring is not the Aaron Halo. Something more.
Add content to it.
Is what I want it to be. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, agreed. I don't know if you want to touch on anything else. Like, obviously, Delamar's coming in. Obviously, Levski's coming in. And then some people complained about, like, the fact that there's stations, but it's like convenience needs to be a thing. Like, I love the Starfare, but, yeah, the convenience of being able to refuel is definitely better, I think.
Yeah.
Wicklow armor looks very cool. I think I have images. Let's see of this. There's the regular armor, and then here's the crazy. That's the regular.
Yeah.
So
I'm loving the bulky armors they've been doing. I've been a big fan of them.
I've always liked the cloth combo with metal or like the plastic thing. I think it's great. And then here's the Wicklow one, which is like a whoa.
Yeah, very cool.
I saw the like we asked for this and got this meme of like that one bounty hunter that Jay Lee posted a long time ago, which was amazing. Like they're in the snow, like looks like Predator. This is not that, but it is still cool on its own. I find this to be one of the coolest armors I've seen. I don't like the color. I wish it was like silver or gold. Like maybe we have more colors than just copper, but I think it looks super sick personally. But
yeah, definitely.
And
then of course the most important thing from the roadmap. Don't forget it, Mike.
Beards, dude.
Yeah, new hairstyles. Let's go.
Yeah. I think there's one new hairstyle, but many new beard styles.
Oh, that beard's actually pretty close to mine. I keep on trying to...
Yeah, this is as close to...
They keep on making beards that don't look anything like mine. It keeps annoying me. So
this is fairly close, I'd say.
That's pretty close, yeah.
Yeah,
I just need them to do
now.
I don't know if you can see. I don't have hair in my top lip in the middle.
Oh,
yeah. Don't have it.
Yeah.
So I need them to come up with that mustache ASAP.
True. Yeah. A lot of people are like that too. That's not like a super uncommon thing. So yeah, fair enough. This one's wild though. I guess this is for the NPCs in Pyro or in Nyx would be my guess.
Nyx,
just based on the colors. But yeah. So looks cool. I always think this is great. More customizability is fantastic when it comes to that. So
they look when they first implemented it, which when they first talked about it, which was the SitCon 2 years ago. It was the live one, like the one at the actual thing 2 years ago. They were like, we're not going to stop. Like, we're just going to keep scanning heads. That's not stopping. And they've proven that. I think every patch since then, there's every like major patch has had new hairstyles.
For real.
So then, obviously the engineering tech preview and the 4.4 Evo was like, so they kept on trying to make builds this week.
Don't ever believe
like working, obviously.
Bro, the amount of people that texted me that were like, yo, engineering this week, are we gonna, because when it comes to engineering, you're gonna need a group to actually test this stuff. So where everybody was getting together, talking like what group, who are we gonna group up with, and how are we gonna test this? So immediately I got like a number of messages the moment this MOTD came out, and I was like, guys, it's not like, why are you getting, like, where are you getting this excitement from? This happens every month. He will say, we are trying to do this, and he has to, because you want the testers to be available for when you drop the patch. but it never is ready, dude. So I was just like, I don't care. I'm playing Cyberpunk. Stop talking to me. It's not happening this week. Talk to me next week. To all of them. And they're like, oh, come on.
So hopefully this coming week, in about 48 hours or so, it'll at least one of them will drop.
As Monday for engineering, I think. So hopefully, but again, we're still dealing with Wikipedia here, who has to be like, hey, we're trying to do this, so try to be available if you want to be available, kind of thing. So the heads up is fine, but it's often people just get very excited and then disappointed when it doesn't happen. I no longer get excited, so I don't get disappointed.
Yeah,
that's it.
I do have to say, so in addition to like just talking about the 4.4 like release, and them, you know, when they announce this con Nix is coming in 4.4, this will be, at least in recent memory, at least within the last 5 years, the first time a major patch has come out at the same time as IAE.
Do you think
that's never happened? At least in the last 5 years.
IAE will be a .1? They would be insanely stupid.
It could be,
to
but
do
that
it
would
in a
still be
.0.
within. That would be like within a week, right? Like on the timescale that they've done for all the patches so far this year. So presumably it'll just be the patch. It'll just be the one.
Maybe.
I
think it'll be a .1.
Could mean a couple of things. IAE has been consistently getting better and better each year in terms of performance.
Yep.
Not necessarily in terms of content, but definitely in terms of performance.
Same content.
But once again, it's because we're pretty much. Yeah. The only like change is like, hey, we're gonna do Drake theme, so the halls are red this year, right? Like that's all that really changes. Hopefully, it's at a stage it'll be good enough for a big patch like this that it's not going to ruin everything. And hopefully, this patch, because it is almost all location content. With the exception of like some FPS stuff, like some weapons and whatnot. Hopefully that means it doesn't break everything. But this will either be, especially with how the year has gone, by far the best IAE or the biggest absolute dumpster fire of performance breaking everything that we've seen since like, I think the 318, 319 Invictus.
You might be right. Steve the Dancer in Twitch chat, Vulcan update this year. Chat, he's asking chat, but we can talk about it right here. It's my understanding that engineering does not come without the Vulcan update. That's what Jared said in that
That's what
video.
they were saying with the
right.
That's what they were saying when they originally started the tech previews, right?
Yeah. Nyx planets don't come without that update. So that's probably why we're doing regular Nyx and then updated Nyx later, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm distracted. She's like rubbing her nose on the bed, and I don't want that because rip her scabs open.
Bleed
here, no, I don't care about the blood. I just want her to heal. So go ahead and say what you're gonna say. I can hear you. I just want to check on her.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a really, really interesting November because, like, typically November is pretty boring with the exception of IAE. We just don't have patches like this. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to unfold. Especially like. Not just performance-wise, but also like growth-wise, right? IAE and Invictus are the two biggest sections for growth in the game every year. If you, in addition, have this major patch with all this new content, or not necessarily all this new content, but you've got Delamar, you've got the stations.
That's it.
I think is that it? No. The hauling missions, right? Like. There's a few smatterings in there for sure.
It just
and presumably the event,
some other things as well, potentially.
Right? Presumably whatever the launch event is, although the launch event could just be IAE.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot
IAE
thicker
be in
than
Levski?
maybe used to. Say again.
Will IAE be in Levski?
Probably not.
No, it's
I
probably
imagine
Area
they don't
18.
have a convention hall.
It'll be Area 18. It'll be in Pyro this year.
Maybe. It's just an absolute hellscape. All the ships have been stolen before you even get into the convention hall.
Yeah. It'd be funny. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm so excited for next week though. Because for me, it just doesn't like, I just can't wait to see how in depth they go. Not that I think that they're going to go super in depth, but I can't wait to just, guys, we have not had a gameplay system the entire year. So being able to dive into a new feature. Yeah, like to just do something different. I did see somebody in chat say, like, if they don't absolutely kneecap like solo cap ships, I'm going to laugh at everybody because everybody said it will be. Fair, but I'm not really looking at it from that perspective. I'm just looking at it like, how much different will the game feel? What like, are you, does this make the game feel better? Am I more immersed? Am I enjoying the game more? I certainly hope that that's the thing. But yeah, I'm excited to dive into that because of those things. I got to address this one because I remember you saying no feature year was good. Yeah, if they actually participated in fixing all of the bugs and issues that they said that they would at the beginning of the year, then it would have been great. This year was good. It could have been great, but I also enjoy, like, I wasn't saying that for my own enjoyment. I was saying that for the betterment of the game overall, that was probably the right choice for them to make. But I absolutely love diving into features and going, like, how does this work? How does this get exploited? How does this get abused? How could it be better? Is one of my favorite things, right? Is like, that's what I talk about all the time, is like, it's good, but it could be better if it was like this. And remember this game and blah, blah, blah. I love doing that. So yeah, I'm super excited for it. It should be really fun. Yeah.
It's going to be a good, well, it might be a good Evo week. We'll see how the patches themselves.
I mean, can we talk like why Evo at this point? Pyro was way more hype and they opened it up to everybody and got every content creator on board. And then this has to be an Evo. I mean, why? What are we doing?
I will say just the one exception of, like, because they have done like Evo, Wave 1, maybe Wave 2 for an hour. And then
it is going faster.
Like open wave. It's going faster. It may at this stage, instead of being what it used to be of like kind of hiding the stuff, it may now just actually be, if we get everyone in at once, of course it's going to break. We need to, sort of step into it
or
as
if
people rush in.
Or if we completely miss something and like you can't leave the hangar, like we just won't send it out. Like that's it.
Exactly, yeah.
But at that point, it should just be shut down.
Probably more what it's like now.
At that point, it should just be shut down, and then Evo players shouldn't really be able to explore in that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, because it's just a weird, unfair advantage, and it's just not an advantage, but it's just like, it's not fun to sit there like while everybody's eating ice cream, and you're sitting there with like, this was my life growing up, by the way. Everybody was eating Dunkaroos and like awesome snacks at the lunch table, and I had carrots and olives.
Yo. That explains so much.
Yeah. That's why I'm so smart and my eyes work better. Like carrots are supposed to be good for your eyes. What's up?
Yeah. You gotta stick them in there. That's the trick.
Yeah, so sad. But like nobody wants to be sitting on the sideline not enjoying something. It's stupid. And then
for sure.
Then they get all mad at people because they make content around it, and it's like, well, what are we supposed to do? We have no content because CIG hasn't done anything. So it's like, I don't know. It sucks. I just open it and let people play. What are we doing? But I know your POV is absolutely everybody is gonna break.
Yeah, if you're open to everyone, you're going to have those 1,000 person queues, except the patch is going to be in an even worse state than those ones, right? So at the very least, like sort of damming the gate, like having Evo as a way to dam the gates in the same way that they kind of have Wave 1 and Wave 2 and whatnot is a thing. But I am still kind of like you've convinced me over the more or less like the last year and a bit that like Evo probably should just be public in some respects, because they've made parts of it public. Like having the patch notes be public. Cool. Why can't I just look at the thing that you've just told me about?
It literally doesn't matter. Thing. This gatekeeping stuff is so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Guys, like, they do not ever fill an Evo server. Like, ever. Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. They never have enough people to fill a server, it feels like. Why are you gating it? It should just be Wave 1 and be done with it. If Wave 1 is too much, then shut her down, fix it, bring her back up. Like, I do not understand it. Like, I see it in Twitch chat, people saying FOMO hype building. I don't buy that even. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
I don't think it builds enough because it's
you can't show it. What excitement are you building?
FOMO hype building also, I feel like, only really works when it's like if it was a finished product. The FOMO hype building kind of makes more sense. But when it's like, no, like these are like not intentionally busted, but like we have deliberately not fixed this because it's going to be a big fix, but we still need to test stuff. Like, you don't get FOMO for like, hey, I tried to do, let's say it was a mission that was in the thing. Tried to do a mission. It took me 16 hours to finally complete it in Evo. No one is going like, oh man, wish I could have played that. Right? So,
yeah. Like that's the argument for it. It's just like, ugh, it just seems. But if that happens, like every other game would, shut them down, go back to the office, get it fixed, bring it back up. When it works, then you're good, right? Like most people shut their PTUs down. That's what CIG should do, and they never do.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what else.
I mean, as far as I was aware, that was kind of it for the week.
I mean, we didn't touch too much. That is the week. But what we didn't touch on, we touched too much on like NDA shit. Are you excited for Engineer? Like, I didn't get your take on Engineer. Like,
oh, for sure.
Have we talked too much about it? And like, we already just like, are you on the camp of, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I just want to see what they do with it, or what? That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, like, so we had that first attempt at implementation of engineering. I was really curious to see where it would go. And then it doesn't get shown to us for a year and a half. It's like, all right, so what have you done to it? What's changed about it? How am I going to experience it?
Yeah,
like, of course. I'm excited as to figure it out.
Yeah, was the time it took just to get all the ships ready for engineering, or was the time it took because you were making drastic changes based on feedback?
Yeah.
What did you do, right? And then we have seen it, like the armor edition was like, whoa, like to me that was like, yes, we are doing the right things. Like that seems like a really good choice. It's going to bring ballistics and lasers and different weapons into the fold potentially, and I don't know. I guess we'll leave the engineering conversation after this. What of the engineering mechanics that you know the most, or what engineering mechanics that we know are you most excited with interacting? Is it the hey, cap ships might not be soloed anymore? Is it armor? Is it potentially fire? Is it ships not exploding? Repairing stuff, working together as a crew. What are you know, and I might be missing things.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a very in-depth feature. It's like, even without features this year, the last like few years, this is like the most in-depth feature that they're going for, right? So,
and people are nervous about it too.
Of course, because it's a super, like, no matter what, CIG clearly want to make it a very important part of the game.
Yeah.
Whether it works which way or the other, like whether it works the way that someone in chat wants it to work or not. My biggest thing for it is like, I'm really excited, and I kind of always have been, to just want to keep my ship.
Yeah.
To not just like not care and leave it somewhere else and claim it, right? I want to have a reason to keep it. Yep. And a lot of engineering does that, right? It does
no more soft death, no more hard death, or very. I said it at the same time as somebody in Twitch chat. No more soft death, no more hard death, kind of, right? Because if you blow up the power plant, you hard death the ship, apparently. But
yeah, you can still hard death, but the implication is that like there's more resistance for it,
way
if you're
harder,
like actively healing and all that sort of stuff, right? So the right now multi-crew gameplay in Star Citizen is just turrets, and like maybe moving boxes. Right, is like some multi-crew stuff. But like the actual, like, when I get a group together, I want to have my roles. I want to have Bill as the pilot, Steve is the turret gunner. I'm healing the ship a little bit, right? Like I'm going around repairing whatever else is happening elsewhere, right?
Yeah, you want those roles to be meaningful too. Like if Bill isn't doing his job, shit hits the fan, man, and the stuff starts catching on fire, and then John and Jill have to come over and try and help, but then when they go away from their station, then other stuff hits the fan. Like that's kind of what you want it to be, sort of. Like if everybody does their job, everything goes fine. But if
you want it to be,
then
you
ever play
you
Bar
want it to be
Trauma?
interesting enough. No, but I played.
It's chaos, but
Yeah,
I don't want that necessarily. But Bar Trauma is pretty cool, or like Jump Space and some of these other games have come out recently.
Yeah. Like I've always really enjoyed. They're very basic, but like the repair mechanics of Sea of Thieves,
Mm-hmm.
the repair mechanics of Guns of Icarus. Shout out Guns of Icarus, banger game that I think the servers recently got turned off for.
Yeah.
Now those were very, very basic mechanics. Like the Sea of Thieves ones, I'll use that example because most people will know that one, where it's just grab plank, put it on wall, but then also make sure you're grabbing the water that like out of the ship that got in there. And like that's if you're in the middle of a firefight, that's someone's job. Like someone is doing that for you.
Yep.
While the rest of the crew are loading cannons, trying to board the other ship, blah blah blah. Right.
Yep.
That experience doesn't exist in Star Citizen, and trust me, it would be sick as hell if it did.
It kind of has to.
So
you don't like Sea of Thieves and Star Citizen. I'm not much of a Sea of Thieves player, but Sea of Thieves doesn't have your RPG MMO skills. So the skill is managing all of those tasks the most efficiently might allow you to win.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah.
That's why engineering is so important.
Yeah. And so that's mostly where I'm at. And then there's the Star Citizen element, which is I want it to be a little bit more complex than that. I want it to be a bit more fleshed out than just plank on wall, bang.
Yeah, animation. Yeah.
So the bit that got me really interested was like power management and how they can make power management like a meaningful part of that style of gameplay, where it's like, here is the person that is repairing some stuff, but also maybe they can make your guns more effective in the middle of a fight. Maybe they can
shields stronger.
Turn off some power so you like reroute power. What's the Mr. Sulu's shields to 30%, whatever. All that sort of stuff is really, really cool. And having like that's just what I want, and that's what I'm excited for this week to find out. Is
like, can you be the guy that makes the difference, right? And it's not the guy necessarily that put the pip on the ship and started shooting. It's the guy who like, I rerouted the power to the shields and gave more power to the shields, and that's why we survived long enough to win. Or I healed the power plant when it was going critical, and we ended up killing that ship before them, and theirs went critical. Like stuff like that that's where like you start like enough of the storylines that CIG wants to tell. These are kind of where the game sandbox starts to happen, and you start going, Croncy, remember when we were in the mole piloting and some guy came and attacked us and we put all our power to the mole lasers and blew them up really quick, or something like or just something. Maybe that's probably a bad example, but like, or we were, we got out of there by the skin of our teeth. The ship is falling apart, but we held it together just long enough to be able to jump out, kind of thing. Yeah. You don't have those stories in the game necessarily. I mean, that one kind of, but the repairing part, no, right? So
it's also the one sort of extra part is so Star Citizen is obviously a game that encompasses multiple games, right? Like you have your FPS gameplay,
trying to be everything.
Gameplay, trying to be everything. None of it is like mixed. None like you may have like a dungeon type of thing where you are doing a little bit of ship stuff, but then you get out of the ship and then you do FPS. Engineering kind of is both. It kind of is your FPS gameplay within your ship gameplay.
Yeah.
And that's like very like for against a lot of games, it's very unique. Like we used Sea of Thieves as an example, but very basic, and it still feels all FPS-y.
Yep.
Same thing even when I mentioned like Guns of Icarus. So there's that like extra level that doesn't exist in a lot of these sort of big space games that Star Citizen has the ability to do. So will it do it? That's where I'm at. But I am very excited for tech preview this week, if it happens.
Yep. I'm less excited for Evo 4.4 than I am for engineering tech preview, because
100%.
Nick's
like
Star
seeing Nick's will be cool, but
it has less of an impact on the game than engineering does long term, right?
Yes.
Engineering affects everybody. some people may not even go to Nyx very much or ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do want to point out just on that just a little bit from somebody in Twitch chat. The pilot is not always the hero was like just a great comment. Like that's kind of what we need. Another one is from Blazemugger, says, in the end, though, none of it really matters in SC, which is like what will become the problem, like where you were talking about like these things aren't interconnected. We've talked about it a million times, economy not existing, so on and so forth. In this conversation, I think it's totally fine that economy doesn't exist, because if the economy existed and engineering didn't, you would still have the same problem, right? Like they both need to exist in order for these things to be fun. So if one comes before the other, I don't think it's the end of the world necessarily. Like, you know, the amount that it costs to repair your stuff will not matter until we have an economy, but we will get to find out, is the act of repairing your stuff fun? And if it is, it's like, all right, cool, go. Now let's do economy, if you want, and make the RMC hey, when you run out of RMC, you're done. But like, what if you like RMC is actually costly and it's like, so you bring a limited amount because you can't afford to bring a lot of it. And then it's like, now these things are starting to mix and talk to each other and stuff like that. But for this playtest, for the level of excitement I have for it, it is strictly from the standpoint of, is this fun? Does this game make the game more tedious or better? And more importantly, the single-seater ships. They have talked about us managing things through a screen. Very curious what that's like, right?
Yeah, what is that going to look like?
Yeah.
There's also like there's another like little extra part that I'm curious about of like where when we look at the mechanic, where's the growth? Like, what else are you going to be able to do with it? Maybe what are the implications for future gameplay? Because once again, this is going to be a tech preview engineering. It's going to be pretty basic. As long as it is more than we saw last year, there's going to be something to learn. So
yeah, or just functional, as functional as last year. I would be happy, right? Because usually it is. They showed us in the perfect scenario of 50 takes and it looked decent or whatever they show. So it's fingers crossed it's good. But yeah. So that's all I have from the week. Hot fixing things on 4.3. Some of the stuff works better, whatever. And I'm glad we caught up. It's been missed you, man. It was fun.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to be back a little bit.
We actually have a waiting room. Holy, okay.
Yeah, it's the last like 30 minutes.
Okay.
People have actually been calling in, so
all right, cool.
We'll get to calls. We'll get to calls now, and if you want to call in the future, because we're definitely not going to have room for more today, make sure to go into the description below if you're watching on YouTube. Go into the Discord and head to the green room. If you're on Mike's chat on Twitch, go /my podcast. Follow the link.
Yeah. All right, let's bring in our first caller. And Shark, don't be mad at me. I gotta pee. I thought it was just gonna be you, and I was like, now that I see all these other people, now I gotta pee way more. So I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a little while. So, I'll put your name up on the screen and go. I can hear you, but I will not be here to respond right away. Be right back.
How you doing, Shark?
Hey, how's it going, Croncy? Welcome back.
Good.
Missed you, and congrats on having a kid.
Thank you very much.
Got the real life crafting system working for people.
Look, I was told that I needed turret gunners, and it is much easier, I heard, to make a child than to buy another account. So that's what I did.
I mean, that is actually true. Yeah. I had to think about it for a sec. So real quick, I guess as far as, because you guys were talking about IAE and whether or not it's better or worse, the content for IAE the last few years has been great. I'm a CCU game player. I'm really hoping that they don't fuck up the CCUs again like they have for all but one day of the last 3 years. Like, I get that they need to make money, but if they want to make money, they should make the CCUs where they're not just valuable, but like a good deal, and for ships that people use in spaces that they actually work together, because that's the whole point of the game, right? As far as like current state of the game, it is infinitely more playable with the hot fix than it was when the patch initially dropped, but that's also not saying much.
Yep.
Like it's
That
nowhere
is what
near as
I've heard.
bad as 318, but also
Yeah.
like the first mission that I did today, the NPCs were just kind of doing their own little aerobatics loops while I was shooting them from 2.5 kilometers away.
Yep.
And then I flew from Hurston over to Crusader and took another mission and then got completely demolished. So that server is
Yeah.
working well.
Yeah, I had
the biggest complaints I'm
didn't check.
hearing are boxes. Like, can't get the
Yeah.
loot boxes are working anywhere and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I had one
haven't
of the
even tried anything with cargo.
I had like one of the most smooth experiences with FPS NPCs today that I've like ever had in Star System, which was kind of crazy. But then there was like all the other bugs that were surrounding it.
Yep.
So
The amount
Yeah.
of guns I've just dropped, I am getting so annoyed.
Yeah,
because I'm
and
like
that's the kind of
farming
gameplay
the
that I've been
attachments.
avoiding. So
Yeah, I'm farming attachments for guns, and some of the farms are really hard. Like the Delta Scorch scope is like very hard to find. It's really annoying, and when you drop that and lose it, it sucks.
Yep.
Not a fan.
Are the scorched scopes better, or are they just skinned?
Significantly better. Yeah, so
okay.
scorched scopes give shorten the aim time, so you go from hipfire to ADS super quick, and it lowers recoil. Where the other ones raise your aim, like make it go really long to ADS, and it doesn't do anything to recoil. They're super strong.
So I know where to find them. Do you want me to tell you on stream, or do you want me to DM you?
I already know it's distro centers, but they're annoying to get.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're like,
I've been
because
going
everybody
to the
is farming them.
distro centers and just.
Yep, that's where you find them. But you don't find them in as quickly as you're losing your guns randomly. Yeah.
I guess I just bring like a 4 or 8 SCU box and drop it into the area and just fill it up. But
yeah, so hold on, let me address, because like some people aren't aware of this. They're going, Tweaker is the best. No, we're talking about the scopes. So as far as scopes go, Scorch is the best because there are no other upgrading of scopes outside of Scorched.
Yeah.
That's where you get the advantage there. Tweaker is still the better option in most cases on your weapons barrel, and then always have a laser beam on your
I
your
use
gun if you can.
flashlights at least for any kind of thing where I might see PvP stuff, but is the laser just better because it reduces your spread on a hip fire?
Exactly. Yeah, because PvP,
Gotcha, okay.
you don't want to ADS usually if they're close. You want to hip fire, and that helps there.
Gotcha, okay.
Yep.
I try never to get that close to other players, but
sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get that close to you is the problem.
Yeah.
That's true. I just die then or knife them. But as far as the jump points, I think they're probably, and this is what I think they should do with the jump point from Stanton to Nyx, call it a transient jump point and retcon it. I do think it would be great if they made people fly through Pyro to get from Stanton to Nyx, because even though it's uncomfortable, it's like back in the old RuneScape days where sometimes you had to go out into the wilderness to do some quests or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the reason why the game is fun, because there's risk involved. So you plan around the risk, you take mitigation measures, you don't take your rare stuff with you, and then you go do the thing. But
one thing we never bring up Eve online. One thing that ever.
What's
one
that
thing that I
game?
really love
I'm
about
happy
like
it wasn't
some
me
cargo
today.
runs.
I have said nothing about Eve today. Not one thing. We almost got through the whole podcast, Croncy.
It's because I haven't talked about Eve for 3 weeks.
True. Got to get it out of the system.
But like one thing I really enjoy is the idea that like if you want to get from Jita, which is the biggest trade hub, to Amar, which is the second biggest trade hub, if you want to like get there fastest, you have to go through like 0.4, 0.3 system. I think there's like 1.4 system.
Udema, right?
Which is always gate camped.
Yeah,
right?
Udema is what he's talking about.
Yeah. So the idea that that's like a risk that you have to take into account when you're trying to just make some money is cool. I like that. That is an option. Now, and this is why I'll bring up like maybe some of the 5 system stuff later. The other thing that you get to do in Eve is you get to say, you know what, screw that. I'll just do 70 jumps.
Yeah.
All through space, but it takes like super long, so you're like losing the profit through time, right? With the 5 systems and the way that they have them planned out, that doesn't exist, but there's kind of not enough systems for it. You will be forced to go through Pyro to get to Castra. So you still have that first section, but maybe not the second section where you've got like you can make a safer but much worse choice to go around.
Can I jump in just for a sec? I think it's way more, and we're touching on it sort of. It's way more impactful on the when you're in system. But when you're in system, you're basically invulnerable currently because you're just in quantum travel, and most likely no one's going to be able to interdict you. Big thing at SitCon was like with the interstellar missions, they were like, we are making it so you will have things that happen to you during travel. Very curious what that looks like, because that's the conversation that we're having right now is, what does that look like? Because it doesn't always need to be a player. It does need to be, though, and like that's why this matters. So like if it doesn't happen in a meaningful way now, I don't really care if there's a jump point from Stanton to Nyx, because the current travel is so I'm trying not to curse too much, so meaningless. It's so just bored. Like, that is not even Netflix stuff. That is take a nap and, you know, set an alarm in the time when you get there, because just nothing happens. So
yeah. And I think that it would be kind of cool if they made it so like there were areas like in the longer jumps where you get either pulled out because like there's distortion or something, and you have to like manually fly through the areas, something to like break up the monotony of.
May I introduce to you a topic we mentioned earlier today, the Aaron Halo. The whole a big part of the lore of the Aaron Halo is that you're not supposed to be able to quantum through it without going through the Aaron Halo gates, which requires you to come out of quantum and then travel through, right? Like that would break up the monotonous of doing those large jumps.
Stuff like that. And as far as like going through systems and getting ganked, like that gives you a reason to have stealth ships, blockade runner type gameplay, where maybe you make smaller jumps from Stanton to Pyro, and then you stock up your stuff at a station where you're less likely to get ganked, and then you bring your cargo ship and do a larger like run from one part of the system to the other. You get close to the gate, you make smaller jumps through the gate, so like if you lose stuff, you lose it in smaller quantities. And that's just kind of like a strategy thing that people don't think about. But as far as the engineering test, I thought it was hilarious. One of the guys in my org was like, "Oh yeah, there's going to be an engineering test this weekend," and I'm like, "You haven't been in Evo and you haven't been Soul Crushed." It's not happening this weekend.
I was just like, there's no way.
Well,
they didn't even do the Soul Crush. It was just like, yeah, guys, just kidding. Wait till next week.
We're aiming for Monday now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, and then there were people this last patch right around SitCon who took the day off work because they thought that the patch was going to be dropped. I'm like, there hasn't even been a release candidate yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I got right now. Other than I'm still frustrated about the Vandal ships. People keep saying, "Oh, it still could happen." I'm like, they literally just said in the notes when they released the Stinger that it's not going to. So either they're lying to us, which I guess, please, Daddy. But otherwise, they should just bring us the new models. It's crazy that they're holding out on them.
Yeah, very odd. It doesn't change anything. Squadron experience wise or anything, in my opinion, but all right, Shark.
Anyway, you guys take care.
You too, brother.
Cheers. Thanks for the call.
Catch you soon. All right, next caller is there he is. Realm Caster. Realm, what's up?
You will have to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Sure
can you hear me?
Kind of.
How are you doing? Watched you, Salty. Congratulations, Croncy, on your birthday child.
Thank you.
Yep. Engineering. Right.
Yep.
As I look at gameplay. Right. I look at this. I played it last year when they were doing the engineering, and I'm looking at the components, saying, "All right, got an Idris, right?
Mhm.
So basically, how are you going to draw power to fire that weapons? How are you going to draw power in engineering to fire your turrets or your shields while taking
Mhm.
power from other systems? I'm hoping that they extend that. Then with the gameplay, extending it down to settlements, outposts, vehicles,
Yeah.
especially single seater fighters. I was hoping they would physicalize that components into single seater fighters. So if you're in combat, you basically land and have to pull them out and repair them. So that's how I'm looking at engineering. I'm hoping so.
I will
So
say
really,
it sounds like the like physicalization of like all like single seater fighters and all that sort of stuff will happen eventually, but there still needs to be gameplay for them that works with engineering now in some respects. And they have
yeah,
already said as much that like they will probably just work through the what are they called, the MFDs. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
expect that.
I hope it doesn't come to. I hope it stays in the MFDs for single seaters.
Well, I mean, there will be some aspect of like repairing the modules that you would like probably jump out and repair them, or
But like, think of the
that sort of stuff.
Gladius. All the modules
yeah.
are on the top. How do you even do that? So
EVA,
is
space.
it? What if you're on a planet?
Just don't.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
if
So
you
it's
have
like,
to pull out the components, if you have to pull out the components and they're in three different parts, and it's like,
Mm.
you know, well, I'm going to have to take these apart, repair this, repair this, and repair this, but I can't get the other one sorted
Yeah.
out. Well, I have to go and either go somewhere else or buy a whole new unit.
yeah.
So, but again, we're missing another career in engineering. We're missing the tuner for tuning physical components.
I mean, that's what the crafting demo tech preview, whatever thing that they showed at SitCon, that didn't look like crafting. That looked like tuning.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I mean, crafting is fine,
Yeah.
but if you're on a ship and you need to tune a certain component so you get more power out of it, it's like, well, that's what the tuner is for. You get chief engineer, your engineers are running around like blue ass flies, trying to fix everything when you're in combat. I mean, you can run the ship basically at standard mode if you're not in combat, but if you're in combat, your crew's running around trying to sort of like chunk power to different systems for combat, shields. What happens if you need medical and you can't transfer power to your engine from your engineering to fire guns because you need medical? And this is how I look at. I look at gameplay, how these systems like into. To be honest with you, I hope they in the freelancer they put an engineering bay in that middle cargo part of it instead of being space. But how do you feel that basically with the engineering from where you've been, where you've seen it previous? How do you feel that it can progress or will progress?
I think engineering progresses with, oh man, does it just stay in the ship? Is what, or do you think that it's gonna be out of the ship?
I think they definitely like use this tech also for
base building, 100%. Yeah,
it just makes sense, right? Like, hey, we have this new feature that is, at least in some part, very much about moving power from one place to another. Right, cool, right? Where else can you use that? You can use it in base building. The only thing different would be like ships would have like ships have more or less static amounts of modules, right? Like you will always have your 2 shield generators, whereas in base building theoretically, you may have multiple batteries, multiple shield generators, multiple factories, blah blah blah. And so maybe that. I mean, maybe that's where it goes. Maybe the way that it goes is it becomes even further customized, allowing you to add or remove entire units from the system.
Taking it to farming, base building, farming, refineries, repairing refineries, vehicles, outposts. I mean, if they can do that, I'll be fine. I don't know how much more time I've got, so to let another person speak.
Yeah, just last thing, go another minute or so, whatever.
All right then. Okay. As for TikTok this year, I was disappointed. Look, compared to the 2024, to me, it was a letdown.
Yeah.
Letdown.
It was always going to be a letdown over a
Yeah.
live one. Like,
And
it was never going to reach that.
Dude, Squadron demo for like an hour that was like crazy cool. Like the year before was epic. Like you were never going to live up to that. And
no.
I mean, it was cringe too.
They
like,
knew that. They knew that would be the case.
Yeah.
There was it was not good.
I hope, sorry to interrupt you, Salty. Basically, at the end of the day, having these, remember the wormholes that sort of like transient that popped up in the system? I'm hoping they're going to bring them in at some point.
Yeah, the last caller said even that one that is not supposed to be in Stanton for Nyx, just call it a transient one. Make it a little harder to get through than the Pyro one, and it's fine.
Yeah. I will say, in terms of transient wormholes, I don't think we'll see them until, at the very minimum, we see the new like quantum mechanics with quantum boost and stuff. Yeah. The bare minimum, we need that before we start using, these new things.
So 2030.
Yeah, probably.
It's only 5 years away.
I'm going. I've taken up too much time. I'll let another somebody else come in. So have a good day. Have a fantastic one. I'll see you all in the verse. Take care.
You too, man. Be good.
Have a good one, Realm. Cool.
All right. Realm's out. I could say their name. I can't fit their whole name on the screen. So this name is awesome. L'Aquarium Substrate is our next caller. I'll do my best to fit their name in the call list thing.
How you doing, L'Aquarium?
I forgot my Discord name was a Luca Big Pants video. But
this is how big it is. Hold on. I'm leaving it. It's too good. We're leaving it.
What do we talk about?
Okay. I'm kind of a lurker for this game, and I have been for a long time. I enjoy the in development products. I watch Ash as a creation. I went to message SaltEMike because I might have had to leave, but he also looks at what's it, Anvil Empires.
Anvil Empires. I keep an eye on Ashes. Yeah, I can't alpha test another game for another 10 years. So I'm good.
Understand. I mean, as someone who gets involved in that, it's like a full-time job just keeping up with even one of them. Like you never know what's going on. It's like constant.
Yeah.
But for Star Citizen, I've always kind of wanted to talk about it, and I'm glad you brought it up. Really, is like gameplay mixing and like just core content.
Yeah.
I just find it weird that they always add new systems, but they never seem to go back and flesh out other ones. Like, remember cutting?
No. Yeah. CIG, never.
Yeah.
I just wanted to address that because, like, even mining, as someone who likes mining, are you, like, satisfied with the current loops?
Well, no, because it does loop, but it doesn't loop enough. Like, I have not mined the entire year. Because I've mined for the last 5. It's exactly the same. Even with big changes, it is still essentially the same.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I like the changes they have made since at least like 2020 when I first started mining. I liked all the changes they've made since then. But it's always like pretty minor change, like overall kind of major changes.
It's
but
always
each time it's
needed
been a little crafting.
Minor. It's like functionality.
Yeah, exactly.
Changes,
it needs more of a purpose rather than necessarily the gameplay changing. In which I would argue, like, mining in Star Citizen is, compared to mining in most other games, with maybe the exception of deep core mining in Elite Dangerous, one of the more active and interesting ways to do mining and like harvesting. It's just there's no purpose really other than UEC farming.
Yeah.
When you say deep core mining, is that when you blow up the rock?
Yep.
Yeah.
Elite's probably the gold
really
standard.
made me play the game again.
Yeah. Elite's got to be the gold standard. Deep core elite mining is the gold standard of space mining in games right now, I would say.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, the game,
random Eve reference. They're changing mining big time, Croncy. Way more active. 15-second cycles. All sorts of crazy stuff now. Yeah. So not that it's anywhere near like
Don't make
this.
me reinstall, Mike. I just had a kid. Don't make me do
Huge
this.
mining changes coming. New mining ship as well. A destroyer. Crazy stuff. But okay, sorry, L'Aquarium.
No, you're good.
I had to do my
it's pretty on topic. Just talk about other games like the Gold Standard and other games like Elite Dangerous having that. But Elite Dangerous has so many like restrictions compared to Star Citizen. Star Citizen has an entire other layer with first person. Like you could get out of your ship and interact with deep core mining that way if they added something like that to 100%. Star Citizen. Like imagine going out.
There is a way that they kind of have it, just not like mining gadgets are not dissimilar from deep core.
No.
Like not as interesting and not as
they could be very similar if they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the functionality to put them on the rock and trigger them and do stuff, but then they're like useless. Like it's just a waste of time almost instead of making it worth it. So like you go out, place it on a rock, look for the weak points, blow up the rock, you gather that rock, and I mean you could go further with it. You could take these items. You could either use it for materials or I don't know, take it to science and have them like do gem cutting or more precision activities or something. But they don't even like try to link these gameplay loops. They're
don't
still
even
separate.
try.
You grab something, you go to a station. That's pretty much it. That is the whole single branch.
Every loop is that. Go do thing. If there is a thing that you have to collect, put thing in freight elevator, send down, mission done. It's
don't even get me started on beams.
I don't mind beams. Beams are just I
have like
they're
gotten
a
less
thing.
I've gotten less bothered by it over the years, but it is silly.
Like, what is the gameplay mechanic difference of shooting a laser at a rock versus literally grabbing a pickaxe and hitting the rock and like taking the same amount of time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can counter that a little bit with
the med gun.
I mean, something that feels good, like deep core mining, is like such an upgrade from something like shooting the beam at a rock and doing the frequency metagame for everything. So you'll go and do deep core mining because it's cool, versus shooting a beam at a rock.
Yeah,
fair. Cool another thing I wanted to bring up just because you guys made me think of it. I am actually now really disappointed that crafting is coming in this tier that they showed it at SitCon.
Exactly.
Because why is refining not part of this? Why was refining not the way that we get the quality of these materials? And we have, I'm saying like hands-on refining, like ship refining, or putting it like any other way, right? An actual active refining.
Because they want Pyro to be the place where the most value, the highest quality is.
That's fine. I want to be able to like
you still want to be able to improve the quality via refining, but if you got it in Stanton, it would still be low quality.
That's fine.
Okay. I just want to make sure I understand.
Like,
and I get it.
It makes a lot of sense for like active refining gameplay to be a part of this. Like it makes so much sense for it to be a part of this to make it work in some sort of way, right? And it's not even in the discussion, really, right? Yeah. Like they're just letting us. One day, once again, hopefully it will be, but this first implementation is just the mind quality. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, they know what cool is because if you just go into a refinery, it's like, wow, that's super cool. Just seeing all the workers and the sound and the machines
the level
moving.
Designers know what cool is.
Exactly.
The gameplay designers have not figured it out quite yet, or they're incapable of doing it for various reasons. Not necessarily incompetence. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah.
Sorry, I have to bring this up. Someone in YouTube said mining in real life isn't fun, guys. Mining is not a fun job in real life and never will be. Mining in game is never going to be fun.
Shut up.
Cool.
Thanks.
Sick.
Thanks for the input, dude. Video games are not supposed to be fun. I'm sorry.
Dear
Farm
God.
Sim is fun. And Farm Sim cuts the bad parts out where they feel is necessary to enable the good, fun stuff. You do not manually load the seed into your planter. Okay?
You get the
You
quicker
don't.
dopamine.
Anyway.
I mean, driving a car isn't fun either.
We lost
Anyway,
a
I don't
sub.
want to
I'm sorry for yelling, but shut up. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's so silly.
Sorry, yeah, L'Aquarium. Any lost thoughts on anything?
I would be back to the same core point talking about engineering is they're bringing this in at like another tier 0, and I mean I'm okay with changing out the fuses and everything. I just hope there's a little more depth. I mean they've had an extra year. I don't know what people's thoughts are on like mini games for it, but I'm not talking like a screen pops up and you got to do like a QTE. No, I'd be talking about like you open the component and every layout depending on the manufacturer is different, and you kind of learn over time, and that's how you become a good engineer on what works. So you like can move wires around or press a button, stuff like that to just change and tune the components. Because I mean, at the end of the day, they always talk about it being your ship. So that I hope one day they make it feel like it.
I think that's a part of engineering. I think the part that we're going to see is the active while under combat engineering. I think you're talking about the, what do I do in the cargo bay while we're in quantum travel for 30 minutes? What do I do when I first log in or I'm sitting at my base and I don't have that much to do? I tweak my quantum drive to make it more fuel efficient or something like that. Those are both engineering, but the engineering we're getting is definitely not that yet, if ever. Now, I'm with you. I want that. Like, we had the subcomponent images at some point in these things.
Yeah.
That shit ain't happening before 1.0. 100%.
Even in combat, though, like, think about, like, a Drake component just having a turn off all safety measures thing. That would just be, like, oh, we need this to work right now. Hit the button. Consequences be damned.
Yeah. But your character just slams the...
Yeah.
Like kicks it or punches it and it just like turns back on Star Wars style or something.
Blast fire out at you.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
Sparks fly, but it starts working.
Yeah. Okay, last thing. I don't want to stay in here forever.
Real quick,
guys. Yeah, I'm so disappointed the Shiv isn't just the first crafted ship. I was hoping I've always wanted them to do but like junk ship styles where you just take different components. That would have just been such the best avenue to take. Is just these ships are worse, but they're easier to craft because you can just use ship components to make them and just whatever you can find from salvage. I think they wanted to sell it.
Yeah, I think the opportunity is there. It's just I'm more disappointed that they chose to do it now. And use that chip to sell now, because whenever launch happens, they have to add in-game only things. Like, come on. So the idea of like this could have been that is impossible today in 2025, but I hope they hear our feedback and do it in the future for sure.
They just have to balance it now because people spent their money on it and they want to use it, so it can't just be worse.
Yeah.
Correct. But it definitely has its negative. It is a glass cannon.
Yeah.
All right, L'Aquarium, we'll let you go to get to the last two very quickly. All right, because Croncy's got a kid now. It's usually me that's begging to go, but this guy's got to sleep.
I have to feed the baby in like an hour.
I'm not a good timekeeper, so I don't know how long you've been in here, but nice talking to you guys.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it. It was really fun, and I hope we get to talk to you again soon because I enjoyed it.
Sure.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Catch you.
Catch you, mate.
All right, so Croncy, we're going to bring these guys in, and we're going to go 2-3 minutes on each and say goodbye, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, brother. All right. Ethos, if you're there, unmute. We got to be quick. I hope you heard us.
Yeah.
But
yes. Yeah.
It's the nature of the two of our lives these days.
Also, we didn't have callers until like when we didn't have callers, so we had all of them.
Exactly. So we went hard and talked forever.
Yeah.
And then we could have gotten to you guys earlier, so we apologize as well.
Go ahead.
No worries, guys. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously on top, at the top, congrats on the kiddo, Croncy. That's, that's
Thank you very
awesome. I
much.
was happy to hear that everyone's, happy and healthy and that things are
Yep.
going well
Hell
there.
yeah.
Other than your loss of time, of course. So yeah, so I just wanted to, I think kind of hit on some of these things that we've been talking about. And when we were watching SitCon, I think that just, having Nyx be not like connected directly to the other two systems really kind of was just rubbed me the wrong way. Because like you were talking about like, oh, you could take these other paths, like you could do 60 jumps, to avoid something. Well, we don't have to have necessarily more systems for that. We could have doglegging. Oh, I'm going to jump to this planet, this planet, this planet, and
Sure.
get around something that someone's doing. And I just think that
Yeah.
would have been a great thing for risk reward and piracy. And I think it would have, that would have been something that would have really helped bring a lot of this together. But the game's not there yet, so I understand why they did that. The what's stopping someone from really setting themselves up in pyro and just holding down that jump point, because those turrets can't do anything to them, and if they're living in pyro, they don't care.
For now, yeah.
It's also like even if we had to go through pyro right now, I think the servers are still a little too small for you to ever worry about it. So like right now, most of the time you would probably just be jumping for the long periods that we currently are, and it would just suck.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to go from Stanton to Nyx, the risk, right, like if it was once again right now, would probably still be pretty low that you would get intercepted by a player or anything. And then you're just spending 35 minutes in Quantum.
Yeah, I mean,
that would suck.
That would suck. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this game is for too long held on to this time thing, right? Like, let's waste more of your time, whether that's insurance or otherwise.
Yeah.
It's like, oof.
So it could that could be a reason that this like has happened. It's just a conservation of not making people lose their mind.
Yeah, with nothing to.
Subject, case in point, I have definitely lost my mind over the last 10 years because of this game, I feel like.
Yeah, mental health.
How much of Mike's life of the last 10 years has been in Quantum? That's a stat I want to know.
A year, maybe?
Longer than that, I reckon.
You think so?
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway,
I would hate to know my own stats on the quantum travel time that I've just spent in a game not doing anything, but still technically in a game. And then just the other thing, engineering, super hyped about that. I think I'm really excited just to see, because you got places like Dupree, which is like, oh, people are like, oh, it's a new jump town, but it takes 20 minutes for someone in an Idris to show up and ruin it for everyone. Because I mean, like, what we're I'm trying to defend something, but if there's an Idris here, what am I gonna do, right? Spend 3 hours just trying to fight off this big old ship that's just sitting here now. So I'm really hoping that engineering helps, bring some of this to the center. And I don't think the balance needs to be there now, but I'd love to see the potential of like, oh, eventually these bigger multi-crew ships, might have something to say for an Idris, right? Who have the firepower to deal with something like that. But with engineering also have a huge advantage just, from whatever systems that come through there. So I think that's just, if I can see some signs of like, oh, now they have these levers to tweak that are, going to make it cool. And that there's a role for someone who's like, I don't really want to do a turret gunning. I think that that's something I'm excited to work on. And obviously just the hype of, some of my best times in Star Citizen have been trying new mechanics, right? Again, just like medical, the amount of, bull crappery we got in, just like trying to drag our friends, like, you're gonna make it, don't worry, we've got you, and just all that and messing with it. I'm excited to get into that and see what they have to offer now that it's been a year and a half.
Yeah, like we don't even know Fire's with it.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Like just finding all that stuff out will be very cool. So and Captain Jack in chat says like, what about E-Warfare? Like, how is distortion play? Like, there's lots of things that, because remember, charge and drain. Remember that? Like that might be a thing too. That we drain the distortion out of the power. Is that in
oxygen resources, right? Yep. Like the shutting off a room to put the fire out and stuff.
That's
all
that
stuff that is in the like concept of it.
Yeah.
So there's lots of like unknowns. Very like that tech preview is gonna have like, I feel like I could play for 24 hours and not see the whole thing if all of the stuff is there that we expect to be there, right? So
yeah, I think it's a good proof of concept too, because we've heard a lot of things from Star Citizen, and then things have changed. But engineering, I felt like, started in what felt like a turning point where we're starting to actually see something that they can do.
And
so
they've
I'd love
shown
to see
it so many times, right? Of like the door opening up and the atmosphere coming out functionally being a thing. The fire spreading, functionally being a thing. The armor on the screen going up and down. So it's like, you think it's possible, but we don't know until we see it. So the anticipation of this is very exciting, I think. Maybe more exciting than playing it will be. So I'm going to enjoy my anticipation moment right now.
Yeah, some of those are other great moments in Star Citizen. It's just talking about it. I feel like there's a lot less to play than there is to talk about.
the greatest. But I think with that, it's probably a good point to stop it. The other caller came out to give you a little bit more time, so we gave it Croncy's yawning. So that's a great spot, and I think we'll let you go then for the day and call it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for coming on.
It. Sorry to take up too much of your time there.
All good. Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Be good, man. It's our fault because we went long. We went an hour and a half instead of an hour. All right, brother. Catch you later.
Yeah, peace, guys.
Bye now.
See ya.
All right. Croncy, you made it. First post baby podcast.
I'm so tired.
I bet.
I'm so tired. And I don't even get to, I was like, oh, because it's like 3 a.m. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll get to sleep before she needs to get fed. No, I won't. I won't get to sleep.
If we need to, I know we should probably have this conversation off stream, but if we need to change the schedule a bit, it's totally fine by me.
That's all good. I screwed myself today by not having any day naps. The trick is to try to sleep when the baby sleeps, and I did not do that today.
Yeah. Yep. All right, brother. Yeah. So that's, I guess, where we'll leave it. So all the usual things. If you guys are on Twitch right now in either Croncy or my chat, follow us and follow the other person. Okay, very simple. And then if you guys are watching on YouTube, subscribe. Check the channel out. We've been doing it like this for many years. Stop by, check out our Discord, and get in the call list next time. And the whole point of the show is to share your opinions and not just ours. Although we didn't think any of you guys were here this week, so that's why we just shared ours for most of it. Our bad. But so very excited for next week. Cannot wait to talk about what we experience next week if we got to experience it. Very, 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 very excited for that. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Hopefully there's a more on the first one. Yeah. And that's where we'll leave you. And I don't know if you caught it, Croncy, but I did my best to do the awkward ending with Spooner, and it was awkward. So guys, we appreciate you guys watching. Again, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And don't forget
to answer the call. I'm so tired.